Republicans held a big news conference today to unveil what they're calling their pledge to America. CBS's Joel Brown joins us now from Capitol Hill. Joel?
Kaylee, how are you?
Doing great, thanks. How are you?
I'm great.
Good. Well, now, Joel, tell me, is this a serious plan or is this a campaign document?
Depends on who you talk to, but a lot of this has to do with the campaign. We saw Republicans out there, no suit jackets and shirt sleeves rolled up at a hardware store in suburban Virginia. And this is what they came up with. It's the Pledge to America. This is one of the early drafts, 21 pages. The overarching idea of this is shrinking the government. A lot of talk about slashing spending in this, cutting $100 billion from federal spending, freezing federal spending levels at pre-recession levels. A lot of talk about tax cuts and extending the Bush-era tax cuts to everybody in the country, all taxpayers, including the wealthiest of Americans. That's something we've heard a lot about from President Obama lately. He's lobbying hard against that. Also, a lot of talk in this plan about repealing and replacing the health care law. Republicans say they don't want to take away health care reform, but they want to reduce it. They want to make it smaller. Obviously, they're going after a lot of that anti-government Tea Party movement that's out there in the electorate right now, and they think this 21-page plan is going to help them do that, Kaylee.
And one of the purposes clearly seemed to be to say, you know, America, we hear you. Let's listen to what House Leader Boehner had to say.
Budget amendment. I think it's pretty clear that I've made clear over the last 20 months that, listen, when Republicans were in charge of Congress, we made our fair share of mistakes. I think we've demonstrated over the last 20 months that Republicans have heard the American people. When all of us, every single one of us in the House side, opposed their stimulus bill twice, we began to send a message to the American people we were serious. When all of our members voted against their budget with trillion-dollar deficits for as far as the eye can see, we all voted against it twice. Nearly all of our members voted against their national energy tax, and all of our members voted against their health care bill that will basically is government control of Americans' health care. We get it. We get it. And this is why when we outline in here our pledge to America, I can tell you we are very serious about implementing our pledge. Thank you all.
Joel, is this aimed at the Tea Party as much as at the Democrats? I mean, is this really a plan to try to harness some of the anger out there that sparked the Tea Party?
Oh, absolutely. You read through this document, and a lot of it is right on the platform of the Tea Party movement. Smaller government, fiscal conservatism. They're staying away from a lot of those social issues that maybe some other conservatives in the Republican base would like them to address more. So obviously, they're going hard after the Tea Party movement here, and they have no choice. Democrats, on the other hand, really see this document as something that they can run against. They're calling Republicans hypocrites in this, that a lot of these ideas are not going to save any money. Talking about extending the tax cuts to the wealthiest Americans and reducing health care. Democrats are going to be labeling these things as things that are only going to be adding to the deficit. We saw the House Democrats caucus today on Capitol Hill. James Clyburn, the House Majority Whip, came out and kind of mocked the plan, mocked this pledge to America. He called it a plague on America. So obviously you can see there the idea, the line of the attack that Democrats are going to be going after in this last 6 weeks leading up to the midterms.
So what's your sense of what happens next? What do you think Congress can accomplish in the next 6 weeks?
There's going to be a lot of talk about tax cuts. These Bush-era tax cuts are going to be going away in January. So Democrats and Republicans know they have to do something. We know that 31 House Democrats wrote a letter to Speaker Pelosi urging her to extend all the tax cuts. That's all in political terms. Those are races. Those are Congress people who are in trouble. Moderate Democrats who are going to be in trouble in their home district. So that's really what the big conversation is going to be over the next few weeks. But we'll see just how much they're actually going to be able to get done.
Well, thanks so much, Joel. We'll let you get back to work now.
You bet.